Hey friends, today's video we are looking at how to calculate and set your flat rate shipping prices if you choose to go this route. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to extract the data, figure out what the best flat rate price is for you, and then compare it to the market and make sure that it's a competitive price. Hey friends, if I am speaking too quickly for you, do feel free to slow me down. You can click up here on your YouTube screen, scroll all the way down to playback speed, and put me on the speed that is most comfortable for you. Now let's get back to it. So let's jump right into it. If you have a store, you have My Seller Hub. I'm on My Seller Hub. For the sake of customer data, I'm not gonna actually show you the screen, but we're gonna copy and paste it into a spreadsheet, and I'll get rid of some of that information. But we're looking at orders, and if you come down here to shipping labels, you click on that, it's going to show you all of the shipping labels. You can look at a month, you can look at 9 months, you can look at 6 months. I am doing this at the end of January, and so I want to look at just January because sometimes there's going to be like a price increase. There was a price increase, although I didn't think it impacted eBay, but there can be a price increase around the holidays that I don't want to account for. I want to account for what's happening right now. As I'm looking at this, I see that there's an international shipping. If you guys have this, I'm going to link the video up here because I do have international shipping. If you're wondering what the new program is, how it benefits you, and how to get signed up for it, I'll link the video up here for you. It's a great new program molding the two current eBay programs together. Anyway, so open a spreadsheet. You're going to go to the shipping. I can't show you exactly, but you're going to go to that shipping screen that I showed you, and you're going to select whatever time period that you want, and then you are going to copy the information, Control C or Command C if you're on a Mac, Control C, open a Google spreadsheet or an Excel spreadsheet if you have Excel, and copy and paste. And so it's going to look somewhat like this. You may have to, if you copy and it all shows up all bunched in and not like in different columns like this, you may have to go through and go to data. Sorry, go to data, split text to columns, and this will put it into columns for you. You'll have to select what the delimiter is. So this should all have information. I have done a whiteout of the package and the buyer information because I don't, for the sake of the video, but you're going to have all the information here. And then what I went ahead and did, I'm going to undo this filter so we can see in the beginning. So what I did is I want to see what kinds of, I only ship 3 different ways. I'm currently looking at first class, but you can look at whatever. What I did is I did the formula, this equals left. So what it's doing is it's taking my shipment details, and I want to see first class, and then I want to separate it out from the cost. You could do this formula, or you could also do a comma delimited, but I did the formula for the sake of this video. So you're going to take left. So what this is doing is taking from this cell F2, it's taking the left 16 letters. So that's going to give us USPS first class. And then you can copy that all the way down for however much data that you have. You can see here I have a couple priority mails and whatever. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the same column. So I'm going to say right F2, but now I want the right 5 numbers or 5 characters, which is going to give me a price, right? I am just looking at USPS first class for the sake of this video. If you wanted to look at, you ship in multiple different ways and you want to look at multiple different ways, you may want to do something like a pivot table or like a count if, but to keep it simplistic, for the sake of this video, we are just looking at first class. That's also really all I wanted to look at for the video. So I'm coming up here, I'm putting a filter on. So this little funnel, if you click on H1 and then you hit the filter button, it's going to filter. And it has everything selected. I want to clear it, and then I only want to look at my first class. Now, because these are formulas, I am going to copy them. I'm highlighting them. I'm doing a Control C, and then I'm coming over here to column L, right-clicking, paste special, and values, because I want it to look at the value and not at the formula. Sometimes it gets a little hunkered up when you're doing calculations if it's not that. And then also you're going to have to highlight all of the costs. It depends on how your formatting is set up, but you might have to make these numbers into dollar signs just so that it formats and calculates correctly. So you can highlight all of them, and then if you just come up here and you click this little money sign, it's going to make it a currency just to make sure that it's calculating correctly. And then what I came over and did was say, hey, I want to know the average. In the past month, on average, how much have I been spending on US first class? So for me, if you guys don't follow me, I am in the middle of the country. I'm in Colorado. So I can get away with some of the flat rate shipping because for the most part, it's going to be around the same price. So be mindful of where you are. You can also just get an average, on average, what it's going to cost you. And some you're going to lose some, and some you're going to win some. Even if you're across the country and taking the average. So I just put average up here so we know what it is, and I am calculating. It says equal average. I just do average, and then I highlight all of the numbers that I want it to average, and it's telling me what that average is. Now remember, friends, that on eBay takes a fee off of our shipping, right? And so I want to not charge. So right now this is telling me on average, I'm paying $4.88 for a first class package in the month of January. But I know that eBay takes a fee off of that, so I actually want to charge. I don't want to lose out on shipping. So what I do here is plus fees. And what I'm doing is I'm taking this average number, I'm multiplying it by 1.2. Now, why 1.2? 1 is telling me that's just the price, right? That 100%. 0.2 is telling me 20% fees. So this is going to depend on what your fees are at. I just took kind of an average fees, what my fees are at. I will link a video up here of how to figure out what your eBay fees actually are. It gets very convoluted. There's a difference in eBay fees and selling costs. So be mindful, if you don't know what your eBay fees are, make sure to check out that video. So on average, it's costing me $5.85 for a shipping package. I'm currently charging $4.99. But before I go in and increase this, I want to make sure that this is competitive with the market. If I increase my prices and they are double, triple what the market, what other sellers are charging on eBay, I may double think this because I may not get the sales. If it's not going to be competitive with the market, I may have to try and rethink some of my strategies. So I'm going to take a look at this by looking at Terapeak product research. I just did this for something that I just sold this yesterday, and I know it was first class. I sold a Dior scarf. I know it's first class, so I can look and say, hey, on average, if you guys don't know Terapeak, I'll link a video up here that goes really in depth into how to use it. It's such a great resource. But I'm saying Dior scarf, I'm looking at this sold in the last 30 days. It's telling me the sold price, but what I am concerned with is the average shipping. The average shipping is $9.53, and only 25% of the sellers have free shipping on. So for me, I think it is a competitive. I may go in and do a couple other free shipping, like that's a scarf. Maybe I'll go in and do, a top or a dress or some other women's, look at a couple different, but I think that $5.85 is still a competitive price. I'm going to go in and use bulk edit. So I will link a video up here on how to bulk edit all of my listings to increase my shipping. If you do shipping policies, you can just go into your shipping policies and update it there.